Good afternoon, it's Nicole Sauce from the Holler Homestead, talking a little bit about how we fall behind sometimes. Right now we've got 7 ducks in the duck tractor, little heat lamp in the back they don't like to use, but I'm leaving it there because it'll be 38 degrees tonight, and just in case they get chilly, we want to give them something to warm up with. But this last few weeks has been an interesting lesson that I always learn on the homestead about running behind, and unlike former years, I'm just not going to freak out about it. You know, we can't always keep up on everything. Look, there's Sage. She's up for a bit of a holler tour today. Hi, Sagey dog. And anyway, I'm not going to freak out about it. There's overgrown weeds, but Mark mowed here today, and we took some of that grass clipping and gave it to the ducks, and they just loved it so much. They kind of fight over it a little bit, but I'm glad to see they're eating grass because I've started pasturing them on warm days. A little too cold today, going to be 38 tonight. As usual, we have our guide, Cece. Anyway, the garden. This is where falling behind has truly hampered. Look at all these tall weeds. But it's not that bad. I mean, typical person looks at a garden looking like this and thinks, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. And I'm thinking, I've got a lot of tall things that I like. Like right here, the bee balm's doing great. We might be seeing some flowers soon, and the bees getting into that. The asparagus is pretty much into its leafy times. This right here is horseradish, and that's the biggest it's ever been. I think I'm going to separate some roots this year. And then the Jerusalem artichokes are popping up as well. This bed never got built, and I've decided that instead of even worrying about it this year, I'm just going to mulch the heck out of it and maybe put something in later. Today we did get the tomatoes in. So, of course, I have 30 tomatoes, and they're all about 2 feet tall. So we buried it very deep, so only the top 4 inches are showing to make a good, strong root system. And I only got about, 8 tomatoes in on this row, and I don't know where else I have anywhere to put them. So if you need tomatoes, talk to me. And this row, we have our friend, the volunteer squash plant, came out here to put tomatoes on this row as planned and found this little squash poking its head up. So this is now the squash row. And we do have 1 tomato here. And then this was the first bed we redid. And I planted it fairly heavy with peas and some hairy vetch. You can still see it's overgrown there. But yesterday we pulled it all up, and I have these wonderful grass scissors and cut it. And now it's just covering it for mulch, and where that flag is another squash plant, and then along each side of this trellis is a different kind of pole bean. And we're going to put another trellis in over here, but I decided that enough was enough today. We moved in a new hive. The garlic, you can't see it up there, but I promise it's there and it's doing well. We're scaping out, which is one of my favorite times of the year. Put garlic scapes in everything. We made buffalo stew for some guests today, and just used a bunch of garlic scapes and some green onions from the market, and it turned out fantastic. Speaking of guests, so this morning, guy named Rodney, who sells fully functioning beehives at this time of year, and he has 1 left, came to our house and installed a beehive. And then we also went into the rescue hive, and we did not find the queen, but she's obviously there because we saw her little babies that she's been laying. We had a few different stages in there, and we moved their door. We rearranged how it's facing. These guys got really mad at me today, but not as bad as when I put my hand in their hive. We're not sure if they might have some Africanization in it or not, but we'll know. And as you can see, we are now up to 2, whatever they're called, supers, and then the half, or whatever that's called. I can't remember really. But they had the whole bottom full of honey and brood. It's not all the way to the ends, but they also had the second layer halfway full of honey and brood. So we put the other half on top of that, and we're just hoping we didn't accidentally trap the queen up high. I did not see the queen I'd put in who had the spot on it. Well, this is the other hive. So Rodney brought this out today, and wow, they've already gone to bed. Oh, there's one little one coming in. But they He brought it out, had the whole hive built. He's built it from some oak barn wood, and he finished it really nicely, made that nice roof, and we put it here. I will move the other hive over, but it didn't seem like a good idea today. So anyway, we're behind. We've got this giant privet bush here that I was planning to take out, but the bees love it, so I'm going to wait till it's done blooming, and then everything's overgrown. I still haven't gotten my butternut squash seeds in, but whatever. I'm not going to stress about it. I'm going to go have a nice Sunday evening beer and look at the paper. I hope everybody's having a fantastic week.